All right, Shalom, Kahalayim La, Yahal, Bashmi Al Shai, Bashmi Kakodash, double honor to my apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. Much peace and salutation to our brothers on this work in truth and sincerity. Shalom. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 10. It says, Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he shall be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. There were certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship thy golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar was filled in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, It is true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do ye not serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well. But if ye worship not, ye shall be same that cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of mine hands? So as you can see, you know what's going on. Brothers know the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I just want to, follow up on this, do a lesson like this, because I haven't done a lesson about this in a minute. So this is verse 16. It says, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king. So he was proud. He didn't think really the Lord was going to deliver him. O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. So right off the jump, they showed their faith and their commitment to the Lord. This is Luke chapter 1, verse 37. For with God, with the Most High, nothing shall be impossible. So from the jump, they let this Nebuchadnezzar know that, look, the Lord gonna deliver us, man. Verse 18 says, But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods. They say, if not, that lets you know that they was ready to die, whether the Lord was gonna deliver them or not, man. It says, O king, that we would not serve thy gods, nor worship thy golden image which thou hast set up. Why? Because it's against the law, statutes, commandments. Verse 19, it says, Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they heat the furnace one 7 times more than it was not to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hazen, and their hats, and their other garments were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. So basically they had a lot of clothes on them, all the clothes that they had on, most likely they still had those clothes on. That would have actually, made the fire worse, to make the fire catch on to them, so to speak, so they'll burn up because the fire catching their coats and stuff is gonna, you know how fire is once it starts spreading. Verse 22 says, Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew the men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So the fire was so powerful, it killed the men that threw them in there. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished and rose up in haste. He got up real quick and spake and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound in the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, O true, O king. He answered and said, Lo, the word lo means look, I see 4 men loose. Right, so he seen 4 men in the furnace. They was loose. walking in the midst of the fire. So they was walking in the midst of the fire. And they have no hurt. And the form of the fourth is like the Son of God. Now, who's that talking about? It's talking about Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai. What does his name mean? His name means he saves, he delivers. So, in the midst of the furnace, Yahweh Shai came down, you know, maybe in the form of an angel, and delivered those men. But most specifically, it says the form of the fourth is like the Son of the Most High. So Yahweh Shai is the one that delivered them out of that burning fiery furnace. All the details is right here. This is verse 26. It says, Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth, and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth out of the midst of the fire. And the princes, governors, captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was a hair on their heads singed, neither was their coat changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. So the Lord completely blocked that fire from consuming them, just like the Lord didn't allow the fire to consume that burning bush. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 3. Chapter 3, verse 2. It says, And the angel Yahweh appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. So this is the same situation, same concept, just different situations like it. You know, they was in the fire and it was not consuming them. The Lord has done that before, but he done it with a bush. So is anything too hard for the Lord? Yeah, anything is possible, Yahweh B'Shem Shah. And in these last days, we're going to see that. You know, we talk it, you know, we say it in our lessons, but it's a different thing to experience it. You know, that word experience means to try out. So in these last days, if we continue to fight, we're going to be able to experience these, different forms of spiritual power. And I'm going to close out with this scripture. This is Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. That word might goes into power, abilities. Okay, might, it says the ability to do or act. So the Lord is able to do anything. Quality of being able. So the Lord is able to do anything. Why? Because he's all powerful. Bodily strength, power, authority, dominion, control, ability. The Lord has all of these. He's the Almighty, Allah Shaja, Yahweh B'Shem Shah. So we got to be strong in the Lord in the power of his might, which is his power and physical ability and his authority and his ability to act or do and his strength. So with that, I hope you were edified with this quick lesson. Hey, remember Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I'm going to title Lord willing, I remember to entitle it that. Or remember the three holy children. So with that, I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Shah, B'Shem Rakakudash, double honor to my apostles, elders of great wisdom. Much peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers doing his work, truth and sincerity. Shalom.